Joining the show first tonight, this man was part of the biggest upset in D2 football this weekend, probably one of the biggest, I would assume, on the entire year. Wide receiver from Missouri Western, dog, it's Jonas Bennett. What's up, dude? How are you?
Hey, Kobe, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Of course, dude. You're one of the first guys in a while to rival my setup here. I appreciate that.
My bad, my bad.
No. I love it. I love it. And the chair is color coordinated too. Is that intentional?
Oh, yeah. So when I first got to school, I was like, man, got to get a gaming chair that goes with the school colors and stuff.
That is clutch. People don't usually get to see what I'm sitting in here. This is like a Wayfair $40 joint. Like, I don't know. It's
Hey,
fantastic.
you got to get on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah,
that's the
my
place to
ass
get
has a
everything.
very good imprint on this thing. I've spent a lot of hours in it, but we're not here to talk about gaming chairs. We're here to talk about some ball, man. 31-30. That last play was fucking electric. The strip sack. Does that just encapsulate the entire night for you guys?
I mean, yeah, basically. I mean, our defensive line tears it up every week, but I mean, you saw that video. Dakari Streeter and CJ Ravenel, they tear it up.
That's huge, dude. And going through this year, I mean, Pitt State, obviously the top dog heading into this year, and you think, okay, Northwest, always a staple in that conference. And then we see this Central Missouri team that comes out of, I wouldn't say comes out of nowhere. They've been a solid squad, but they come out and their offense is one of the best, if not the best in the country, the way Zach Zabrowski and that offense has been playing. Does it feel like you guys maybe have been, for lack of a better term, flying under the radar for a certain stretch?
I mean, definitely in the beginning. I mean, preseason rankings, we were ranked,
Yep.
I believe, 8th out of 10 or 8th out of 11. So, I mean, that really stuck us. And then we came out, played UCM really well.
Mm-hmm.
I think we shot ourselves in the foot quite a few times. So, I mean, yeah, we really have been flying on the radar. I mean, Pitt State, Northwest, they're always the ones that are getting the attention. Now I think us and UCM are coming up and being like, hey, we're here to play too.
No, absolutely, dude. And talking about UCM a little bit, they're not the only team in the conference that knows how to score the rock, if you will, contrary to popular belief. I didn't realize you guys are averaging almost 40 a game. That is a ridiculous number. What's the secret? What's working well for you guys right now?
I believe it's our head coach that came in before
Okay, props.
when he was here in 2012, last time we won the MIAA championship. He was averaging like 35 or 38 points a game. So, I mean, he's just
Okay.
an offensive genius, knows how to break apart defenses. So I would put that on him.
Bet, dude. And that's like, for me, this win, and it's a pretty obvious one, but that's a statement program defining win when you talk about the landscape of the conference and also nationally. And now you're at a part of the year, too, where these regional rankings are being released every week. And you guys have been featured in those, especially right now, very much more prominently so. But to pick up this caliber of win this late in the season, it has to feel like all the momentum is with the Griffons right now, dude.
This is the perfect time to be picking up momentum, getting close to the playoff time. So definitely can't complain about that.
No, dude, I mean, that's massive. But as far as some of the game notes go for me, I felt like these ones stuck out, and we talked about the defensive line. The big one at the end was obviously the marquee moment, but 4 sacks on the day. They're just getting back there and getting pressure on a Pittsburg State offensive line that has had a ton of success protecting the passer this year.
Yeah, I mean, they're very disciplined. Their offensive line is, and I mean, I truly do believe that we probably have one of the best defensive lines in Division II. So, and, our scheme, our DC, he's great too. Our D line coach, Coach Gallo, I mean, they're amazing coaches. So, I mean, the way they set everything up, and then the athletes that they put in the position, I mean, they tear it up.
Hell yeah, dude. They're tearing all kinds of shit up. Now, not only defensively, offensively as well. I know Pitt State is a team in that conference. They're going to come in and try and control the line of scrimmage. I feel like they live and die in the trenches if you're a part of the guerrilla squad over there. And a great indicator for you guys that you won the time of possession battle. Talk about that. Did that feel like sometimes there's games where you win it and it feels like you were on the sideline for most of it? What was the dynamic of that feel-wise on the sideline?
Man, I mean, it was just so like back and forth too. I mean, honestly, it was still pretty close, but I know that in their past games, they've been the one to control the ball. So, when we were on offense and we had the ball, I mean, that we showed them that we were in control at this point. We didn't care that they were ranked second in the country, undefeated, whatever. Like, we just went out there and, I mean, played ball.
No, that's huge, man. And talking about your team coming into maybe the spotlight a little more, coming into these bigger games with that confidence, that mindset. I think you're a great example of a guy who's come up and now is starting to fill these very big shoes at your position, being the, can I say, the wide receiver one for you guys, and being a guy that when the time comes, they want to get the ball in your hands. How have you grown into that this year in your position, and a guy who's been a part of this program for multiple years?
It's really different this year because the past 4 years, I'm in my 5th year, so past 4 years I've been a running back for the last coaching staff.
I saw that. Okay, I saw like all the carries and stats when I was doing a little research, and I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, so I was a running back. New coaching staff comes in. Our GAs at the time, they stayed, and they were just like, "Hey, we got this guy. I think he should be a receiver instead of running back."
Okay.
Head coach finally made the switch, and I did a little bit of it in the spring, and then fall came around, fall camp, and they really liked what they were seeing, and then kind of just took off from there.
That was it.
I
Just
definitely
spring and then right into camp, and you were rolling.
Yeah.
Were you like? I mean, I'd have to imagine you were like an out of the backfield back to begin with, though. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. That's but if they saw it in you immediately, were they in your ear ever like, hey man, like maybe you give this wide receiver shit a shot, like we need you on the outside, or that just came about when the new staff came in?
Well, I mean, okay, so I guess I should rewind it back a little bit more.
Okay.
So in high school, I was like more of a receiver, but I was kind of a hybrid.
Gotcha.
So I went to a camp, scout saw me, and then the running back coach at Missouri Western at the time was like, "Hey, I know you're mostly a receiver. I'd love for you to play running back here."
Okay.
So then after I committed, I was like, "All right, let's do the running back thing."
So we're getting back to the roots right now is what's happening.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. I like that. What have you enjoyed more? I mean, obviously you guys are having a hell of a year right now, so this might be a layup.
I mean, just the atmosphere and like, just the atmosphere of the whole Missouri Western.
That's fair. Yeah, like I said, that was probably a layup. But wide receiver or running back, I kind of meant. Like, which one have you?
Oh, okay,
enjoyed?
my bad. I mean, in this offense, we're on the run and shoot, so
yeah.
I would say receiver right now, yeah.
Yeah.
And then plus, looking at our running backs, I mean, we're leading the MIAA in rushing, so.
Hello.
I mean, I don't think I'm, taking anything away from them. We have 3 really good running backs that, I mean.
They'll be all right, huh?
They're destroying defenses.
That's awesome, man. And I think something when you look at conferences, I know we talk about the GLIAC a lot on this one because of our relationship with that, but there's obviously these inner tiers of conferences, right? And you've got these guys that usually dominate. In the GLIAC, it's the Grand Valley and the Ferris States of the world. And then you have a Davenport, like these last couple of years, who's been trying to maybe edge their way into that upper echelon of team. And we've talked about a little bit of that tiering in your conference, and it felt like last year to now, you guys have maybe made a jump, and now the challenge is obviously sticking around. I get to be talking big picture here. You guys obviously live in the moment 1 week at a time. But when you look at last year and some of the losses that came at the hands of teams like Nebraska Kearney, and you talk about Washburn, who was receiving votes at the time, Emporia State, all really respectable squads, you've now been able to make the jump from that point to here. Besides coaching, what stands out from you, and how have you been able to take that big step and have the results show up on Saturdays?
I mean, at the end of the day, we just take one game at a time. We don't care, their history, who they've beat, who they haven't beat. I mean, we just go out and try to win every week. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, we obviously know we're in the talk for playoffs, but right now, I mean, we just got to go get Southern and not give them a reason to keep us out.
Great coach answer. That's a great coach answer. That's good shit. I love it. But we talked earlier about controlling your destiny. That has to be a great feeling. We've talked with a lot of guys in the last couple of weeks about that, where you're going into a point now, especially with the statement win over the Gorillas, where you win and you know exactly what your future holds and everything is in front of you. That has to be a pretty comforting feeling. It's not like you're sitting here waiting for the dominoes or the pieces to fall a certain way and waiting for this miracle to hear your name on Selection Sunday or whatever it is. Talk about that and being able to control your destiny and just see everything that's right in front of you.
I mean, it's really awesome because, I mean, I don't even know when the last time Missouri Western was in the playoffs. So it's really cool, and nobody expected it for us to be this good, especially with a first-year coach. So, I mean, we're just riding it.
Hell yeah. 3 interceptions for the Griffons D. Stand up, dude. Saturday, that's ridiculous. I forgot to mention that. I had that in my little game notes piece. 3 picks.
Yeah, our secondary is, or no, 3 turnovers. Right?
Was it not 3 picks? Did I read that wrong?
No, we had 1 pick and then 2 fumble recoveries.
Fumble recoveries. 3 turnovers. Sorry, not picks.
Yeah.
Still, that is ridiculous momentum. Like, sudden change is all get out. Your offense has just got to feed off that.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. I mean, it was their second drive, and we made them fumble inside, I think, the 10 or 15. And then that's where we got our first points. And then the interception was, I mean, it was right off of 4th down, I think we punted or something, I think. And then our DB, Sammy Taylor, made a jumping interception. And the last one was a strip sack by Dakari.
Yeah.
Which I think everyone in the nation saw that one.
Yeah, they better have, dude. If they haven't, they need to look at it, because the call was awesome, by the way. Shout out to I don't know if it was the radio or the broadcast guy, but the call was electric. I think it was on the broadcast. He did a great job of kind of encapsulating the moment right there.
That's Tommy Rizak. I mean, he is honestly, I'm hands down, he is the best announcer in Division II, no doubt.
Shout out Tommy, man. I loved it. It got me excited watching that. That was pretty sweet to see. As far as the sudden change goes, I remember in high school we had our DC, Brad Thomas, is an awesome dude. We going through practice. You know, sometimes you get those practice, you just get lulls. You know what I mean? Everyone kind of gets, especially late in the year, and he'd come running onto the field. Sudden change, and 1-0 and 1D lines up, and you go after it like that. You guys got anything like that over there with the Griffons, or no?
No, not that I see.
You need it. Let me get in.
I'm usually locked in. I'm not seeing what else is going on. I mean, I think the whole team gets really excited when something goes right. Yeah. If anything, our coaches are holding the whole team back. Okay, making sure we don't do anything crazy.
That's good. No, we can roll with that. But we talked about all of it leading up to this last week for you guys. The playoffs still very much in front of you, but regular season not over yet. Talk about what you got to do to get it done against Southern this weekend.
I mean, we just got to go into it and not be on our high of beating Pitt State, but going into this game knowing that we have to beat them, so we don't give whoever picks the people for the playoffs like, oh well, they beat Pitt State, may have been a fluke because they lost to Southern. We got to go in, same mentality, and beat them.
Yeah, dude. I think that's all I got I feel like we blew through all the stuff that I had for you, but I'm excited. I'm excited to follow along. I did not know you were picked 8 out of 10 or 11, was it?
Yeah, 11.
That's absurd, considering right now, looking back on that. And now, I mean, we don't really get to sit back and look back. Now you'll get to in a couple weeks and kind of reminisce on that. But at that point, when those preseason rankings came out, was there any part of your brain that was like, we could turn around and make these guys look silly for that?
No, I mean, I definitely thought that. It was honestly very insulting that, they said that we were 8th when, I mean, we have such really good athletes. I mean, we had a whole bunch of people return from last year. So,
which isn't common with the new staff coming in. Was it entire wipe staff-wise? Besides the GAs, like you said?
I think there was 3 or 4 GAs that stayed. One coach, our running back coach, Coach St. Louis, he knew the coaching staff that just came in, so they kept him on.
So even then, though, with almost an entire sweep of that, to get a lot of guys, like in your situation where you're a 5th year, to come back and embrace that, because typically people know what comes with a new coach, and it's not success, typically. Glad you guys are breaking that narrative a little bit, but how was it getting the buy-in from all those guys to come back and really buy into potentially a whole new culture and scheme?
During the process of it, we didn't really know what to expect, but there was a lot of people that really weren't happy with the whole coaching change, but we brought the new coach in, he talked to us and he was like, I believe in this team. I know we have athletes. Brought a new strength coach too, which has done phenomenal. Shout out to Coach Fears. He has definitely done a lot to change the culture of Missouri Western too.
Did you just say Coach Fear?
Coach Fears.
Fears.
Yeah.
Okay.
F-A-R-S.
Okay. We might have to shorten that to Coach Fear. I mean, that would be electric.
And he's stereotypical weights coach. He's bald, beard, tattoos, just absolutely jacked out of his mind. And he loves getting pumped.
I love it, dude. All right, my man. Now we officially burned through all. That's all I got for you. Thank you for joining me tonight. It's been good. I'm excited to watch you guys this weekend, but then obviously follow you. You'll handle business this weekend. I know it, and then see where it takes you.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Kobe.
All right. Have a good night, man.